the geology presentation from Josh Dye. He's a local boy from Charleston High School, local kind of like I am, as you can tell. He was at the dinner last night, part of the program there out in the audience there. I think he was at your table last night, right?
Yeah.
You got a chance to get to know him and talk to him. But without further ado, Josh.
Well, I said I'm Josh Dye, and I did an analysis of the source area evolution of sandstones in the Casper Formation. The Casper Formation is out in Wyoming, Wyoming. It is a mix of 10 sandstones interbedded with 10 limestones. This was a dune environment and a near shore and an empiric sea environment, which is a shallow sea. So, as I said, my goal was to find out what the source area of these sandstones was from. So I went out in the field and I gathered a bunch of different samples from each of the 10 sandstones, usually about 2 samples per sandstone. And then came back to the lab and had them cut into thin sections so they can analyze them and do a point count, which is I actually used a petrologic microscope and identified all the minerals in each thin section. Using this data along with empiric research done by Dixon and Suchek, they did a previous study on over 800 different formations in the past, and this would help qualify my research. And this would point to the fact that all of my research, well, all of the data was from 2 different source areas, either a continental block province or a recycled origin province. The continental block province is something like the ancestral Rockies, which was the previously thought main source of all the sandstones. The recycled origin province is something in the complete opposite direction in the Pathfinder uplift. Now, this data would point to both these sandstones being from an alternating environment, since about every 2 of these sandstones, 2 sections of these sandstones would then switch with the other section. So this would say that in the past, the ancestral Rockies would rise and either halt, or they would rise and they would alternate with the Pathfinder uplift, and then they would rise, which is contrary to current belief. And most of the research these days is unfounded. Like, it's not unfounded, but it's an educated guess. There's no definite data to back it up. And so, that is my goal. So, any questions?
Any questions for Josh?
I would like to ask what you're going to do next.
The next step in this research is to quantify it more, or to qualify it more, I should say. And I was planning on doing paleoflow, which is finding where the streams were flowing during that time period. This is a 13 million time period, 13 million year time period. It was actually very short geologically, but I know it's like 13 million years. That's too long. But also, I like to go to each of the possible source areas and gather more sandstones or other such things from there, so they can compare it to these sandstones and get a better idea of where it came from. Also, when I eventually have enough money, I would like to do a zircon study, which is one of the better studies that I can use. That's using quartz and the zircons in each one, and from that I should be able to pinpoint for the most part where things are from. Is there any other questions?
Josh, did you find any fossil in this formation? And if you did, what indicated?
I found one fossil, no dinosaur fossil, I'm afraid, but it was I forgot the name exactly what it was, I'm afraid.
Was it shallow environment or
It was a marine environment.
marine?
Any more questions for Josh?
Yes.
Yes, Nancy.
When are you going to graduate?
I graduate this May.
Congratulations.
Then what? I'm taking a year off to go out in the field, hopefully, and I'd like to get a job in hydrology or environmental geology. And then after a year or 2, I'd like to go back to graduate school at Sacramento State in California or Syracuse in New York.
Wow.
Let's give it a big hand. I'd also like to thank Kathy Rose and her catering students who prepared the breakfast. If you give them a hand. recognize a couple of our vice presidents which came. Provost Lord, Blair. And Vice President Dan Nadler, student. What I'd like to do is take a few minutes and update you on the campaign. I know the President has talked about there's 3 goals for our Expecting Greatness campaign. One is develop and enhance more enduring relationships with alumni and friends. One is to develop more regional volunteers. And another one is to achieve a $50 million campaign goal. To tell you where we are to date on that, we're slightly above $43 million of this campaign. So the staff wanted to let you know how that broke down. Plan gifts are a big part of our campaign. People that have left a legacy to Eastern in their estate, insurance, or something like that. And of the $43 million, $14.1 million of that are planned gifts. So that has been tremendous. In a down economy this year, we're already at $7.1 million raised just for this year alone. And to show you, we started down at $20,000 now, and we have over 200 gifts at that level of above $20,000. And we have planned gifts above $20,000 of 68. And if gifts over $1 million, we have 10 gifts over $1 million for Easter. So people have really picked up. So that is tremendous. Since January 11th, when we had a last steering committee meeting of the campaign, they said, well, what have you done since January? Well, the team has put together 37 gifts since January of $20,000 or more, and 13 planned gifts at that time. Number of new endowments since we started the campaign, 125. So we're very impressed with that. Total amount of alumni giving, we keep working to improve that every year. We found about 15,000 lost alumni last year. We had almost 6,000 alumni give, and another 1,300 friends, corporations, foundations. But the key thing is personal and face-to-face visits. Our staff here so far this year has been out on 744 personal visits, one-on-one, two-on-one to alumni. So I think that is important. Discovering new people that can help with our cause that are Eastern friends all around the country. We've had 256 new Eastern visits of people that we haven't seen ever. So your philanthropy staff, please give, they're all around the room, please give these out. And during that time, they have made, it's not just visiting new people, but it's sending out proposals. They sent out 155 major gift asks. So they're working hard and making this campaign a reality for us. What we've done is taken the show on the road. Robin Carr is our regional campaign guru on this, and she's getting us out. We've been to Chicago, where Tim and Vicki Berg, Jeff Knezovich, Carl Mito, Bob Glover have all been tremendous volunteers. Christine Reed Robertson. We've got one coming in the suburbs up there now, and she's been helping us out for that. St. Louis, we've got 4 volunteers: Julie Nimmons, Sylvia Nichols, Judy Ethel, Jen Hurwitz. Jen Hurwitz even called me. I didn't know her. Jen Marquardt put her in touch with me, and she just said, I want to help. And so we've got a lot of people that are reaching out and doing the right thing. We started a faculty staff campaign, and one thing that I was interested in, I've done 17 faculty staff campaigns at other universities, and I've had one dean want to help in the campaign. The dean's trying to shy away from that. But the deans here are coming to me and saying, how can we help? What can we do? I think we're having another meeting Monday after lunch to get started even more on how they can participate in that. Marianne Hanner helped get that started. So Marianne, thank you for that. I was in shock when I was at Auburn. The dean said, no, that's your thing, Bob. Thank you for being part of it. That's very important. And the neat thing is we have almost 90 faculty and staff volunteers. It's the first time we've done this here, that are serving as team captains, going around asking their peers, and they're giving to the area that means the most to them. So this is a whole family effort, a whole team effort. And just wanted to give you a quick update on that, and thank you for everything that you're doing for Eastern, and enjoy the rest of your day. Any questions of me? Thank you.